What is up, everyone? My name is Bolts Mobile Gaming, and today we are going to be ranking every single Friday Night Funkin' song from week 1 to the new week 7 that released yesterday. And this should be really fun. We're going to give them a rating based on how all the songs in the week were, and then based off overall design, effort, and then pacing of the weekend. You're going to see in a couple weeks that the pacing of the songs are not very good, and in others they're amazing. So let's get right into it. I don't know what gameplay I'm gonna put in the background, but at first it's gonna start off with some other game, and then it's gonna go into my Friday Night Funkin' gameplay. It's gonna be really laggy because I had to bring it over like 4 different computers. It was not fun. But yeah, let's get right into it. So the first week is week 1, obviously, and it has these songs. Dad Battle, Boppy Bo, and Fresh. So the first song, Boppy Bo, is basically like the tutorial song. Other than the tutorial, it is really basic, really simple, but it has some really good parts. When it goes, whoa, like I really like that part. There's a lot of really good parts in Boppy Bo, and that's why it's one of my favorite songs. It's definitely in the top 6. And that's why I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Next song is Fresh, and Fresh used to be my favorite song, like when I first started playing, but it's kind of fallen off. I mean, like maybe last month, I probably would have said, not last month, I mean like March 10th around, I would have said it's like a 9 out of 10, not 8.5 out of 10, but it's kind of fallen off, and now I kind of think it's like a 7 out of 10. I think it's still good, it's just the beatboxing is not as good. I like the little twist. And if you guys want to listen to the whole soundtrack, I wouldn't recommend listening to the whole soundtrack before you watch this video, but maybe listen to a couple songs so you know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to give you recommendations of songs you should listen to and ones you shouldn't. Boppy Bo I wouldn't listen to, neither with Fresh. They're not iconic and they're really not that good overall compared to the other ones on this list. So in week 1 also we have Dad Battle, and Dad Battle is like the final boss of the week, and it's good. It's about on the same level as Boppy Bo. It's much more intense, much quicker. This was like the first difficulty spike in the game for me. It was really difficult, and nothing really special about it, but just it was the real first difficulty spike. The other 2 songs aren't too hard. But just for the difficulty, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, giving the total of 23 out of possible 30. Now, the other one, the other category is out of 10. Most songs are only going to get 5, just because the extra 5 points that you can get are for amazing quality. Week 1 has amazing pacing. The pacing is perfect. Starts really easy, it's medium, and then it's hard, and that's how it's supposed to be. So yeah, I'm going to give the pacing the max points, effort max points. So the total is going to come out to 28 out of 35. I think that's pretty good. That is the benchmark. That should be around like average. So week 2 only has 2 songs. So I'm going to take half the score of what I give them. So week 2 has Spookies and South. South probably being the most iconic song, other than one other, in Friday Night Funkin'. A lot of people know South. But starting with Spookies, it's in the spooky month with Skid and Pump, and it is so good. Much better than the other week 1 songs. It starts really good. I like the interaction with the yeah and the ha-has. I think that's really well incorporated, and I really love Spookies. The second half of the song is amazing. I love the E-O-L. Really good. Really fits the Halloween theme, and that's why it's supposed to be called Spookies. It's supposed to fit that Halloween theme for the spooky month that they represent. So I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Extremely good. Now, with South is also amazing. I think it's better than Spookies, but not too much better. I think it has that much chiller vibe than Spookies. Definitely not Halloween themed. I think it's just more chill, more relaxed, more laid back, and it really fits the narrative of what I would expect from Friday Night Funkin'. The pacing of this is amazing. South is such a good song. I meant the pacing of South. It starts off really slow, and then it gets really fast, and then it repeats, and then it gets really fast again. I really like South, and it is definitely one of the best Friday Night Funkin' songs. So I'm going to give it an 9 out of 10, and I think that's being generous. I could also give it an 8.5 and give Spookies an 8, but I'm going to feel generous with week 2 just because of how difficult week 2 is, and I really like week 2. So having those scores, 4.5 and, 4.25. So the final is 8.75 for the final one, and I didn't need to do all that math. I could just gone right in the middle. So for a total of 9 plus 8 is 17. I think it's 27.75. If I'm off by a little bit, that's okay. And then overall, the pacing, Spooky should be the second song. I feel like it fits better to be last. It is definitely harder than South, and it just fits how I would think it should end. So pacing, I'm going to subtract a point, but it's still going to get 4. Amazing design, amazing quality. I'm actually going to give it a bonus point back for the amazing quality. So I'm going to give it the 5 points, and I said 27.5, so it has a 32.5. 32.5 out of 35. Really, really, really well done, week 2. Heading into week 3, we have the songs Pico, Really Nice, and Bland. Oh, and all this is unscripted. This is just me blurting out what I think and ranking as I go. Pico's good. I loved it originally, and now I'm kind of seeing it. I'm like, it's good, but it's not. It's kind of like with Fresh. It's good, but it's not as hyped up. I like the Go Pico. Yeah, Go Pico. I think that's really cool. I think him hyping himself up at the start of the week is amazing. And the boyfriend also hyping him up. I think that is amazing. The end is kind of weak. Feels really short and just not amazing. It's good, though. It's definitely good. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Second song, Feeling Nice, is good. It's better than Pico. Week 3 is honestly pretty good, but it's not as good as week 2. Really Nice is good. I like the robotic sounding, the auto tune of Pico, and I think that's really what makes this song so good. So I'm actually gonna be pretty generous with Philly, and I'm going to give it. I gave Pico a 7.5. I'm gonna give Philly an 8. I think it's a little better than Pico, but there are still some improvement areas, especially with the difficulty of Philly Nice. I think it should be much more difficult. Pico and Philly Nice are really easy, and then our third song, Bland, is hard. It's hard because you're going for a score, you're not really going for the win. The win's really easy to get, but if you're going for a score, I think I got 40K, and I was really, really happy with 40K, with 9 misses. I love Bland. I used to hate it, and I think it's good. I think it definitely does what it's supposed to do well, and it's a bop. Whenever you listen to it, I love how the quick pacing of the da 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 da. I think that's really, really cool. It feels like an intense boss battle, and it's long, so I do like it for being pretty long. So for that reason, I think I'm going to give it an 8. No, I'm gonna give it a 9. I think I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I think it's good. It's good. So 7.5, 8.5, and 7.5, 8.5, and 8 add up to 24. And then you have The 5 points for the quality. I think the quality is great. So I think it's 29 for week 3. For week 4, I'm going to. I think this is where the gameplay I think is going to start, somewhere around here, because we're getting to the halfway point, and I do want to be able to show you the gameplay. It's a little laggy. You don't have to tell me. I know it's laggy, but it's quality content for you. So week 4 is probably the most popular week before week 7 came out, with the songs Satan Panties, High, and MILF. Yes, that's actually the song name, and it's amazing. Week 4 is really, really good. Satan Panties, the switch between the down and the left key is amazing, and then the up and the right key, I love that. The pacing is perfect. I have no problem with the pacing of Satan Panties. It's so good. It really sounds like a pop star battle, which is what the mom is. She's an ex-pop star. The atmosphere is amazing. You're on a limo. There's backup dancers in the back. They just do this song very well, especially to introduce the mom. I feel like this was the best way to introduce the mom, because this song isn't hard, but it definitely shows what is yet to come. Song number 2, MILF, High, is also good. I'm gonna rate all the songs at the end of this week, because I feel like you'll see the transition. Is pretty good. Not as good as Satan Panties, but it definitely, again, bleeds into the final song very, very well. I love the cha-ching sounds. It really fits the pop star life that the mom is, like, trying to portray. I like the end where with all the held notes, boost my score, and sounds really, really good. There's a lot of really good harmonies in here, too. High has potential, or had potential. I think they just missed out on so many areas, and it repeats too much. Certain songs where you repeat, it's really good, because repeating is the entire personality, but when you change it, and then go back to the chorus, and then change something, and then go back to the chorus, it's too much. Especially for a song like High, where it's definitely not meant to be like that. And the final song, possibly the most iconic for being extremely difficult, we have MILF. Now, MILF, there's not much I can say about this song other than it's amazing. Really, really pushes you to practice. It probably took me 70 to 80 attempts to beat MILF. I think that's pretty good. I think that's the most attempts, maybe other than one other song in here. But there's this one part where you basically have to mash your keyboard, and you need to get somewhat lucky. I beat it today. I think I probably beat it like 15, 20 times. It's hard. It's a hard song. I don't doubt that it's a really hard song. Excuse me, but I think the pacing of it's a little messed up. The starter starts extremely fast. Second part starts extremely fast, and then it slows down. There's a recovery section, which I don't mind recovery sections, but yeah, I think that that MILF is amazing. I love how it repeats the chorus but changes it up, and it really shows like what is up to come. And I think this was actually supposed to be the final boss of the game, but it took off, and they decided, okay, well, we need to, make more weeks. And the difficulty never really got up to there until this upcoming week, and actually week 6 too. But this really should be the difficulty factor. If it's harder than MILF, no song should be harder. It should be about equal, I think. Um, so yeah, I love MILF. Now, overall rankings, I think Saint Panties. This is why I did this. I decided to rank them like this. Saint Panties, I think, is a 9. No, just because I'm trying not to disrespect the songs later, I'm going to give it a an 8. Just because I think I've been really harsh to other songs, especially like Boppy Bo and like Dad Battle. So I'm gonna give Satan Panties an 8. It's about on the same spectrum. High is like a 7.5. High is good. There's just a little bit more that needs to be done, and it has the potential. Has potential to be the best song in Friday Night Funkin', but they just messed up so many parts, and I would have loved to have seen remix of High. The B-side mod of it does it perfectly. I recommend you listen to that. High B-side mod, Friday Night Funkin'. And I'm very, 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 very proud of what they did with High. They needed to do a little bit more to make it perfect. And then with MILF is a 9. I can't disrespect MILF, man. It's deserving of that 9. It's just not as good as the later songs. But just absolute banger. Kawaii Sprite makes such good music. I don't know how you can put out 22, 23 bangers in the matter of less than probably 6 months now. That's amazing to me, and I'm very, 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 very grateful that Kawaii Sprite has given me such an amazing game to play. And week 4 really shows that for me. Starts off with Satan Panties, a nice poppy song, and then it goes to High, which is a more of a pop star life song, and then MILF, she goes all in. So yeah, week 4 overall, we got it. What was it? A 9, an 8, and a 7.5. So 17 and 24.5, pretty good. And then quality, I'm gonna give it a 7. So 31.5. Nothing has topped Spookies yet. Surprised that week 4 could not topple Spookies week, but probably because it didn't have 3 songs and it got a really, really lenient little edge there. But going into week 5, and week 5 is really good. It's kind of like week 1 in a way. Coco is the first song, Eggnog is the second, and Winter Horrorland is the third. I am not afraid to say that Coco took me probably 300 attempts to beat. That last section is ridiculously absurd. Like, it is insane. Like, I got lucky the time I beat it. Like, I had, like, maybe a sliver left. You'll see, like, with Guns and Stress later in the video, I had, like, one little bar left. It was less than that. It was, like, if I miss one more microscopic note, I'm done. It's good. I like the double, like, it's left, right, up, left, right, up. So it's, like, now I'm thinking about Eggnog right now. It's like da 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 da. I really like that, and I feel like they're saying like happy holidays, happy holidays, happy holidays. I think it's really cool. And then you have the second song, Eggnog, which is a lot faster pace, a lot easier though. I don't know why they did the pacing like this. I still think that Eggnog should be the first song. It's quicker, but you have more recovery. Then Coco, there's literally no recovery at the end. So if you mess up, you're done. And, yeah, Eggnog really good. I like the fast pacing. I feel like it actually has lyrics too. So, I mean, again, amazing song. I would say I want to group these 2 songs together because Winter Horrorland's kind of its own thing. These are against the mom and the dad. together. And I would say that Coco is a 7.5, and Eggnog is an 8. And then the last song um, in the week is going to be Winter Horrorland, which features the Lemon Demon. And I'm not a big fan of the Lemon Demon. I don't even know why he's in the game. Like, at first I hated him, and I still do, but like, it's not as bad. I give it like a 6 out of 10. Like this week would be so good if you just cut the Lemon Demon. Like, please cut Lemon Demon. And give me 1 second. I am going to recap all of the week's scores for you. That this week it's a 3 out of 10 for effort. The first two songs have a lot of effort. I feel like the third song doesn't. So let's recap all the scores. So our score list currently is week 1 with 28, week 2 with 32.5, but I don't really count week 2 like that because it doesn't have a third song. Because it is definitely not on the caliber of week 6. Week 3 is 28.5. Week 4 is 31.5 or 31. I don't remember. And then week 5 is a mere score of 24. They really messed up on week 5 in the last song. And the effort just isn't there for me. So moving into week 6. My 2 favorite weeks in Friday Night Funkin' back to back. Week 6 starts with the best song in Friday Night Funkin', possibly tied with another song in week 7. This song is an absolute banger, a 9.5 out of 10. I hate that one double. Remove that one double note. That is so annoying. I just don't like the ending. I love the da 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 dee da dee do. Senpai is so good, man. Senpai is a top 5 favorite songs all time. Senpai is amazing. They did so much right with week 6. 9.5 out of 10. Not even a question. Now, song 2 kind of brings that level back down to where I would expect it back in week 5, back in the dumpster with Roses. Now, I mean that kind of sarcastically. I mean, Roses is good. It's not bad. I just don't like that one section. Like, dude, it's so annoying and it's so impossible. I beat it once and I'm never playing that song again. That song is so bad because the pacing of it is so bad. It starts off too easy and then it gets insanely hard. 8.5 out of 10. It could be better if the pacing didn't suck. And then the last song, Thorns, gets rid of Senpai and brings in the demon, not the lemon demon, just the soul demon. And there's a lot of lore in week 6, but this demon brings another banger with Thorns. Da 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 da. That rhythm is so amazing. I love, adore. Thorns, 9 out of 10. The ending is like stressful, high pace, and there's never a moment of rest. It's almost always pay attention to the next thing. And the effort here is like a 7 out of 10. I gave him an extra 7. So what I wrote down for week 6 is 34.5 out of, I don't know what you want to say, like 37. I'm going to keep going 35 as the benchmark. But week 6 is amazing. They did really, 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 really well with week 6. Now, I think my recording is around 18 minutes long. So I don't think I'm going to be able to rant about week 7 for 7 minutes, but I'll go as long as I can because I want to be able to show you guys my gameplay of Guns and Stress. So this week brings in possibly the best um effort level I've seen in a game. They spent 2 months on this week, and it did not disappoint. The character is Tankman, um, and he's the Newgrounds mascot. And there's cutscenes, and it starts off, and he's like, "Let's see what you got, man. You know, I should kill you, but let's see what you got." And then it goes into the first song, Ugh, which was leaked like a month and a half ago. It was like a long, long time. And I love the animation. The animation is amazing. When you hit a note, it gives you like a bubbly effect. I think that's absolutely incredible. Ugh has amazing pacing. I love the ugh. Instead of actually, just the little beeps and boops. Like there's actual dialogue in here. And Tankman's face scrunches up when he says ugh. And it's really good. And I love how quick it is. And it's the perfect difficulty for a first song. The first song should just be an intro to what the rest of the week is gonna look like. And I really, 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 really love Ugh just because it does that so well. I'm gonna give Ugh an 8.5 out of 10 just for the pacing. The pacing is amazing of Ugh. And really lived up to the hype that the leak showed. Oh god, where do I even start with guns? I was like, easy, alright, we're gonna go with the first song, Ugh. Oh, Ugh was not bad at all. We're good, we got this week. We go to song 3, let's finish the week out. Let's see how the week's gonna end. Alright? Okay, Stressed was much more difficult than Ugh. But it wasn't bad. Guns? What is this? Why is this the hardest song in the entire game? Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? Guns is so hard. Guns is so hard. I can only beat it with like one note left missing. Guns is so hard. They definitely like made it extremely hard. There's a ton of doubles, there's a ton of like weird note combos. And the cutscene for it's like, haha, your girl like is like a crappy teenager that wears her mom's clothes. The cutscenes are so funny. And they're so well animated. I love the cutscenes. Just for this week though, I mean, they're releasing like 20 more weeks have already been funded. So we can expect up to like week 30. Because I think that they weren't expecting to get this much traction, and now it's a whole thing. But back to Guns. The first half of the song is really hard. There's this one part where if you mess up, your whole run's over, and I messed it up like 4 times in this one section. You're not going to be able to tell which one's Guns, but the one with the guy on the top of the speaker shooting Uzis is Stress, and then the one where the guy is not shooting Uzis is Guns. And Guns is so difficult. Like, it's ridiculously difficult. Not as hard as like, no, it is. It's just as hard as Roses. I just think that Roses is actually easier because you can't button mash. You can button mash on Roses and make it past it. That's how I literally beat Roses, just by button mashing. This one, if you button mash, you're done. And I kept button mashing, and it kept killing me, so I had to just miss notes and hit the ones I knew I could hit instead of button mashing. Especially since I play on like with 3 fingers instead of like, well, most people play like 2 hands. I only play 3 fingers. But it's kind of a 2-section thing with Guns. It's partially like, I don't know, like happy, and then partially like really serious. And I really like Guns. Guns gets a 10 out of 10. Guns is the best song in Friday Night Funkin'. maybe up there with Senpai. I'm still kind of between them because Guns just came out yesterday. I think it's kind of a novelty, and it'll eventually wear down to a 9.5. And the last song, Stress, is good. It's like a mix between MILF and Guns, like a mix, like difficulty wise and rhythm wise. It starts really easy. I think like the first minute of it is like really easy, and then it starts to go in. Stress is really good because there's not a single break. That's probably why it's called Stress. There's like not a single break. You're always either holding a note or repeating the rhythm that Tank Man just shot out at you. And it has the best cutscene out of the three. It's a long cutscene. It's like, you know, okay, we gotta kill your girlfriend, man. And then Pico swipes in and is like, he's the bass of the song. When he's shooting his Uzis, it's the bass, like when he's shooting, his pistols are the bass. And I think that's so cool, such an extra touch that it's amazing. And, you know, the girlfriend, like, is sitting in, like, the boyfriend's, like, hands. It's amazing. Like, they're singing together. It is such a cool touch, and I'm so glad that this week took 2 months. I give Stress a 9 out of 10, just for being amazing. So that means it's to 28, and I'm willing to say that this song gets all 10 of the credit points. This gets a 38 total. Best song best week in Friday Night Funkin', not even a question. So the order of the weeks are week 5, week 1 in least to best. Week 5, week 1, week 3, week 2, week 6, and let me restart because I messed it up. It is from least to greatest. Week 5, week 1, week 3, week 4, week 2, week 6, week 7. That is the correct list. And I think that is almost accurate. I think most people would have it somewhat like that, maybe with some changes. But overall, this game is amazing. I recommend playing it if you have a device that can handle it. I mean, like, almost any device can handle Newgrounds. But right now, the website's down. I had to play on a separate website where it lagged, like, so much. And then bringing it over onto Google Drive, like, just killed it. I'm hoping to get this video up by tonight. I have a lot of work to get done. But if I get it out tomorrow, please hit the like and subscribe button. I put a lot of effort into this video. It probably took me an hour to record that Guns gameplay, because Guns is such a hard game song. I beat it 3 times, and every single time it takes me 30 minutes plus to beat it. It is such a good song, but it's so hard. Thank you all for watching. I'm Bolts Mobile Gaming, and I will see you in the next video.